Welcome one and all to F1 2021 and welcome back to the F2 Hotlap and Setup Series. We're here in Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium in the Ardennes Forest, racing around the 7.004 kilometre circuit, 19 corners, one of the most historic circuits in world motorsport. Absolutely iconic corners everywhere you look, elevation change here, there and everywhere. And for the second video in a row, it is a world record time at the time of recording. I think it was a world record when I last looked, see on the 12th, a little bit of time since then. But as you can see, 3 different world records on show, found improvements over the course, and we'll see a little bit of a story later on after we have a look at the setups. But it was a 54.297 is what we ended up on for our time. 3.5 aero, really low for this circuit, such long straights, especially up towards the and actually towards the bus stop as well. 20% on, 80% off, helping us get a bit of rotation, getting the power down as best we can. Front camber really high, helping us with the grip at the front, and the rear keeping it nice and stable, quite low for the toe as well. Will be quite good for tyre wear in a race scenario. Suspension, really soft on the front, rear a bit higher, front anti-roll bar, quite firm actually, just to help with turning a little bit, and the rear really soft to help with the traction, and 4.7 on the ride height to help us through that middle sector, really demanding some of the corners. High speed grip is what you need. 56% brake bars, again that seems to be a bit of my preference, and tyre pressures really high, help reduce rolling resistance in there. But this is the end of our first world record lap, finding quite a bit of time throughout the lap and losing a bit out of the final corner, but crossing the line. It was a 54.473, just sneaking ahead of the world record at the time by about 200ths of a second. Very, very happy, weaving it out as we normally do, sliding it out of La Source and down towards Eau Rouge. And on our second attempt, we were a little bit up as we went towards bus stop. Found time though in the early part, and actually found loads of time through the bus that just came, so I had a really poor one on our previous lap. Across the line, it was a 54.323, finding a little bit more time on the table. I think that's the joy of S2. There's always more time to find, I can see. And we'll see this on this next lap. But this is the lap we managed to do. This is the 297 that put us into P1. Racing down towards La Source we go now. Braking about the 100 metre board. Get the car slowed into second gear. Slight tap on the inside of the curb. And try and get straight on the car as quickly as you can to get the drive down towards Eau Rouge. Finding time all the way out of La Source into Eau Rouge and Radon. Really committed on the inside. Nice and tight as you go up the hill. And then use the curb on the top on Radon, just to help straight line it as much as you can. DRS wide open, we're going to gain a little bit of time all the way down on the Kemmel straight, down towards the Lecombe chicane. Very important part of the lap, and we'll see why in just a moment's time. Drop it down into third gear, nice and tight on the curbing on the right hand side, again on the left hand side, and you want to almost slow yourself to bring the car back up in a fourth gear and really try and carry as much speed as you can through Malmedy. You see we're up over a tenth for a second, down towards Rivage now. Drop the car in a second. Tighten it as much as you can because you want to wind the lock on, lose the rear a little bit as we go into no name. And actually what that does is it allows us to compose ourselves and actually get a really good drive out of no name down towards Pouon. Up in the 6th gear, straight back down into 5th. Throw the car in and run a little bit wide. And actually we should have taken a bit of a later apex to be able to get the power on a bit more early, and wouldn't have lost the time we did and get to back up a little bit. Into Lafanya we go, nice and tight in third gear with the first part. Second part up in the fourth. Dip one tyre onto the curb. You can unsettle the car a bit too much and use spin there. We drop into Stavolo part 1 and get a really good drive on the curbing on the right hand side, flat out through Stavolo 2, and we'll carry as much speed as we possibly can here, using the curb on the left hand side if we need to. We are going to lose a little bit of time to our delta as we now run through Blanchimont, completely flat. Of course, an iconic part of the circuit, completely flat. We've seen some mega overtakes there in the past, and down towards the bus stop chicane we go. Hard on the brakes just for the 100 metre board. Get the car in the second gear, really tight on the inside curb, and again, switch it back really tight on the exit curb, and now straight on the power as best you can. DRS open, and that is the world record time around Spa, one with 54.297. Very happy with the time overall. 1 or 2 mistakes in the lap. There's probably about a tenth of a second there, I think, for me. And unlike Austria, I remembered to record the off-board laps. We get the joys of this. I think I prefer this sort of format. Having a look at off-board, we can see different angles and sort of analyse the lap a bit better. I'm really gutted I missed that in Austria, it must be said. Into La Source we go, nice and tight on the exit. And the entry exit, we straightened it really quickly. You can see we were really close on the power there. We almost wanted to step out, but we kept control and found quite a bit of time coming out of La Source. Through Eau Rouge and Radon we go, really tight through that mid part, and then just trying to straight on as best we can to try and scrub off as little speed as possible. That's basically the goal at Eau Rouge and Random, just scrubbing off as little speed as you can to try and carry that long run, speed on that long run towards little comms chicane on the Camel straight. Down into third gear, nice and tight for the first, but nice and tight for the second mark. Compromise yourself, drop over the speed to help get the car back to the left-hand side to open up Malmedy as much as you can, and then we're going to drop down to Rivage. Another corner again, we take sort of almost a triangular line out and then back to try and get the best range you can out of the corner. Losing the rear, but again, that allowed us to compose ourselves and really got a good exit out of No Name on the run down towards Pouhon. Drop it down into fifth gear. We should have sort of taken a little bit of a later apex, and we're going to carry much more speed through the corner rather than have to lift off like we did. We came in a little bit too hot on that occasion. Third gear for Lafagna, and then up in a fourth for the second part. And we nice and smooth on the exit because you can drop it down towards Stavolo, and this is a really important corner on the exit. Use all the curbing available to you on the left hand side. Now flat out through the second part, but you know you got to be flat out. You got to keep that pinned. Really throw the car into there, and you know it will stick. Running now towards Blanchimont. Again, we're completely flat out now towards the bus stop, so it's just a long time to think about that final braking zone, that final moment of your lap. Bound about the 100-meter ball, get the car slowed down. You'll take as much curb on the inside, but don't hit the sausage curb. Do the same on the second part, and now get the power down on the run towards the line, and that is your 1 minute 54.297, which is the world record lap around Spa in the F2 cars on F1 at 2021. Whether the dams in this car, I just feel like it's a dams track, to be perfectly honest. Roy Nitani started on a reverse grid pole, I believe in 2020. So that's it. See everyone soon for Zandvoort.